Hi! Welcome sa episode 11 of the Basta Bitcoin podcast. Dito sa episode 11, I'll give you an update of a project na inumpisahan ko early this year. And I've talked about this dun sa episode 7 of the Basta Bitcoin podcast. Ito yung tinatawag na Bitcoin Savings Program. Ano tong Bitcoin Savings Program? It's an experiment para i-demonstrate yung power of Bitcoin as a store of value. And why are we doing this? No? Uh, Unang-una, maraming debate about the capability of Bitcoin as a store of value. Ang sinasabi ng marami, ng mga kritiko, it's too volatile to be a savings platform for people, especially ordinary citizens. So this particular program is designed to debunk that misconception. Kaya naman for this particular program, pumili ako ng mga ordinaryong mamamayan. Most of them are students of Silliman University. Some of them are staff. Yung iba, mga taga Laguna, Cavite at Tondo. No, it's to show to everyone na kahit isa kang ordinaryong mamamayan, kahit isa kang estudyante, kahit na minimum wage earner ka, pwede mong gamitin yung power ng Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. And the good thing about an empirical na experiment is that kahit ano yung debate natin about yung Bitcoin, if the numbers don't lie, then the numbers will show kung ano talaga yung totoo. So, doon sa episode 7, no, pinakita ko na for the first 6 months of the Bitcoin Savings Program, yung mga participants were able to increase the fiat value of their savings by around 8%. No? Under ordinary circumstances, yung tumaas yung value ng iyong impok by 8% is already good enough. But for this particular episode, I'll show you and I'll update kung ano yung nangyari doon sa savings ng mga Bitcoin savers natin. For the first 10 months of the Bitcoin savings program, yung total na increase in the fiat value ng savings ng mga participants is a whopping 31.48%. No? So, let me just enumerate yung gains ng mga participants natin. No? For someone, it's 30%. Another person, it's 33%. 34% for the next, 25%, 36%, 32%, 31%, 25%, 31%, 35%, and 30%. So magkakaiba sila dahil yung mga participants natin, they save in Bitcoin in their own time. Sila yung nagde-decide kung kailan nilang mag-save. The only condition is that they do it once a month. And for purposes of the experiment, that's a good system dahil kahit na volatile yung Bitcoin on a daily or even monthly basis, if you have enough data points to show yung power ng Bitcoin as a store of value, meaning as a monetary system that can help fight inflation over time, then yung magkakaibang data points na yun will in fact validate the power of Bitcoin. No? So in another episode, I'll talk about why the price of Bitcoin has been going up. No? But for this particular episode, I just wanted to report to everyone kung ano yung resulta nitong experiment natin. Because I think ultimately, hindi naman yung pagbabasa ng libro, panonood ng podcast, yung magkukonbinsi doon sa karamihan. No? Of course, we're hoping na yung mga early adopters will read the books and will watch the podcast. But yung karamihan talaga, I think, makukumbinsi sila when they look at the numbers. No? Also, one of the more important objectives nitong Bitcoin Savers program na ito is to show to everyone na there's a way to use Bitcoin without having to trade, without having to look at the price of Bitcoin all the time. And the savings program is a way to manage yung volatility ng Bitcoin. And yun nga, katulad nung sinasabi ng mga naunang Bitcoiners sa akin na if you save in Bitcoin in a disciplined way, you don't trade, then you'll be able to absorb yung power of the technology as a store of value. Because as I've said over and over again, no, we live in an inflationary world. No, the system is broken to the extent na ang paningin ng mga gobyerno ngayon ay kailangang i-debase yung currency to promote economic growth. That's not their fault, of course, but it is a system that was created in 1971, and we're really starting to feel the painful effects of that system. Kaya naman, Bitcoin is very exciting because finally you have a system that fixes yung breakage dun sa current monetary system natin, the fiat monetary system. And given what's happening with the world, I think it's only a matter of time when most governments decide na okay, we need to have Bitcoin in our reserves. Most institutions and corporations will say, okay, maybe yung treasury na natin dapat lagyan natin ng Bitcoin because if you have a technology, a form of money that is outside the current system, then kung ano man yung problema dun sa current system will not affect something that's outside the system. And that is precisely the value of Bitcoin, not just as a hedge against inflation, but practically an exit from the current system. Kaya nga, yung mga Bitcoiners, they practically live in two different worlds. No? The fiat system where you still feel the effects of inflation, and the Bitcoin universe where inflation doesn't exist, where you have the ability to save in value in a technology that cannot be debased by any one person, by a president, by any institution, or by any government. And so, tignan nyo na lang yung chart na ipapakita ko and just try to analyze kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga savers. It's not very difficult to see. It's not very difficult to follow. If you want to do this, and it's an option for you, I've done it in episode 7, the step-by-step way for you to do this. Ang sasabihin ko lang is do this in small amounts, do this as an experiment habang pinag-aaralan nyo yung Bitcoin. So, you might want to read a book, you might want na bumabad dito sa podcast na to para ma-absorb nyo yung technology, and once you have the foundations properly set, then you can say, okay, hindi na 100 or 200 pesos yung isa-save ko in Bitcoin, then you're more free and you're more committed. You have a higher level of conviction to use this particular technology because, money is very important, and the money that you save in is basically the battery for your surplus energy, for your labor. And that's always very important for anyone, regardless of time, regardless of nationality, regardless of economic status. By the way, in case you find the contents of this podcast interesting, or if you're interested in doing a deeper dive into the history of money or the Bitcoin monetary network, you might want to check out the books I have written. They're available locally and internationally. Locally through my website and internationally on Amazon.com. Thank you.